Hello, third grade students, and today we are going to go over our quarter 2, week 3 online learning. And today we're going to make a digital self-portrait. I'm going to walk you through the steps of how to do that. So remember, we always go to our third grade Eisenhower Art Google Classroom. We go to our classwork and then we scroll down to find our online learning at home. This is where I've been posting every single week. So we are on week 3. I'm going to select that. And remember, we always have to go down and select View Assignment to get into the assignment. So I'm going to select View Assignment. And I'm going to go to the directions. I'm going to open up this slideshow right here because that is going to guide my learning step by step. I'm going to figure out exactly what I have to do. So I'm going to go to that slideshow. I already have that open. So here we are, visual art, third grade. So one thing I want to know and let you know is that artists use many different types of materials to make artwork. And you guys did a phenomenal job last week making digital collages using Google Drawings. So you used a new material, a digital artwork, and you used your Chromebooks and Google Drawings to make your artwork. This quarter, we're focusing on personal expression. And we're going to learn more about how artists develop their own creative ideas and how they express themselves in a digital way. I want you to think about how can I express my personality using lines, shapes, and colors. And we're also going to be using digital photography. Our big idea is that artists express themselves through a style and various media, including technology. And you'll get to do that today. This artwork is by Andy Warhol, who did a lot of work in kind of the digital realm. He mixed traditional materials and digital materials. And he loved digital photography for you doing his self-portraits. And he's very famous for repeating his portraits several times. And we can even practice that. I'll show you how to do that with your photograph, okay, in just a minute here. Let's do a little revision and review for collage. So artists use collage in a digital way as well. And that's when we're going to take a lot of different images and we're going to do shapes and tools and colors and lines, and we're going to assemble them all onto one surface in one artwork in Google Drawings. So our goal here, and right here, this is where I'm putting this video will be placed right here. We're going to create a digital self-portrait using Google Drawings. Okay, so the first step, let's go right down here. I have a video here that's going to be posted for you, but I've also typed the steps out for you so you guys can have an idea. Step 1, we're going to take a photograph. We're going to take a selfie using our Chromebook camera. So remember how I get to my camera? I go down to the bottom left corner. I look at my camera already popped up, but if your camera doesn't pop up, you can search your device and just type in CAMERA, and then look at the camera icon pops up. That is the camera app. So here I go. My silly face is going to pop up here. Now I have put a white background behind me. I've kind of put a board behind me. You guys could just go and find a wall, any type of white wall anywhere that's behind you, just a blank wall. If you don't have one, don't worry. I'm just going to try to see how this is. This might help me a little bit, but here I go. And it might not get my hair. Can you see my hair is up here? It's really similar to this background. So maybe I'm going to try to do this. I'm going to go like this and flip my board. So it's behind me, and I'm going to try to get my, there we go. I like that. Now I can see my goofy hair. So I'm going to smile. Perfect. Now the background's not very fancy and nice, but that's okay. So here I go. I'm going to exit out of my camera, right? Because I'm done with my camera. The second step is we're going to remove the background because I don't want all that stuff in the background. I'm going to want to add different things that show my personality in the background. So now I need you to click Remove Image Background. So you're going to click on this link and it's going to take you to this website. It's going to remove the background for us. So I'm going to upload my image. I'm clicking the blue button that says Upload Image. Now I'm going to search on my Chromebook to find that picture that I just took. And it should be the top one right here that pops up. You could also go to images and it might be there if you can't find it, but should be in downloads. So I'm going to select this goofy photograph of myself, my selfie, and I'm going to upload it. And there it is. Now it's just going to automatically remove the background for me. Look at that. Isn't that cool? It took the background away from my subject, which is me. And this is exactly what I want. So I'm going to hit download. Now this is in my Chromebook saved. So now the next step, let's go back to our slideshow and figure out what our next step is. Our next step here is going to be to insert a photo into our Google Drawings document. Now, I gotta correct my spelling there. Now, what we're gonna do is go back to this assignment, okay? Go into your Google Drawings. Did you see that? I've made a Google drawing for everybody. So click on that Google drawing because I made a copy for each one of you. This is just what we did last week when you had your fruit piece, that you arranged all your things. But this time you have to pull this photograph into Google Drawings. And it's really not that tough at all. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. Okay, so now after my computer loads, it's taking a little bit of a time. I'm going to go to the word insert at the top toolbar there. Then I'm going to go to image because this is an image. I'm going to click the arrow and then I'm going to go to upload from computer. And I'm going to find the picture that I just downloaded without a background. Boy, are we working on our patience skills, aren't we? So here it is. There's my goofy picture there. I'm going to select it. I like that one better. You guys can see I did one earlier and look at what happened. It cut off my hair up there. I like my hair better. It looks a little more realistic. So I'm going to open that picture. Whew. Now that was like probably the hardest part of this project, okay? You guys can do this. I think you are really wonderfully tech savvy. You guys are awesome. So here's my picture. Look at that. I can hold a corner down and drag it to make it bigger or smaller. Wonderful. And the cool thing is here, look it, you can see through my background. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to move my picture over a little bit because I want to put a background on here. Remember in our fruit drawing, we made a background. So what I'm going to do is make a shape of a color for my background. So I'm going to click shapes. I'm going to go to the shape tool. And I'm going to select the rectangle because that's similar to my background color. And I just want to get one color down here, okay? I'm going to go Control minus to make sure I can see my whole screen here. Here, perfect. So now I'm going to select this part and then drag my whole background color to cover my background. Let's see, I don't know if it's slow or if I need to do that one more time. I'm going to try it one more time. I'm going to get on my shape and try it again. Sometimes if it doesn't work, you just have to get on and try it again. Okay. I don't want that. I want to make my shape. So let's see if it'll let me do this. Shapes. I think I need to get off my selection. Okay, I'm sorry. I had to deselect my person, my portrait cutout. Let's try it now. Okay. Sometimes things don't work the first time. We just have to try them again, friends. And you just have to try again. Did it work? Yay, it worked for me that time. I want to pick a different color because I really do like blues though, because I feel like I'm kind of, blue is one of my favorite colors. So I'm going to pick this bright blue here. Perfect. And now, do you remember how we had to separate we had to change where how our pieces are layered. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to two-finger click on my portrait and I'm going to change the order. And I have to say bring to front. And now look at that. I brought my portrait to the front. So here's my portrait. Ooh, wonderful. There's me, okay? And look I don't have a background. I'm going to make sure to put my portrait all the way down to the bottom so it looks like it's me there. Now, what I can do is I can do something kind of like Andy Warhol did and repeat my portrait a couple times to be kind of interesting looking. So what I can do is two-finger click and I can say I can copy my portrait You can also say Control C, and then I can 2-finger click again, and I can say paste. So I pasted, I made another copy of myself, and I'm going to kind of do this. I'm going to kind of experiment and play. Boys and girls, I don't know how this is really going to look, but I'm going to kind of play and try this. I really like having multiple copies of myself here. I think it's kind of fun. It's kind of like how Andy Warhol did his work too, isn't it? I, though, don't want both of them to be the same intensity. So maybe I'm going to move this over. Maybe I'm going to make the background one behind me right here. I'm going to make that one lighter. So I'm going to 2-finger click. I'm going to go to Format Options. And I want to make it translucent. So I'm going to go to Adjustments, and I'm going to change the transparency. So look at that. Isn't that cool? It's actually doing it to the front one, but that's okay. Look at that. I'm making it not so bright and vibrant. So let's see. I do it even lighter. Yeah. Okay. Actually, yeah. And then look at that. So I'm done. So I can click that. So now look at what I've done here. I've got one portrait that's, you can see it really well. I actually want this one in the background. So I'm 2-finger clicking, and I'm going to say order, and I'm going to go to send backward. So it should go behind my other one in the front. Isn't that kind of cool? And I'm going to bring this one up. So now we're just kind of playing. And now we're also, after we do this, we probably want to, I like to use my arrows. Look at me using my arrow keys here. And I'm just going to bring this one over behind. So there's just kind of like this, it kind of gives me like a double vision feeling right there. I kind of like that. I think that's interesting. Maybe it kind of makes me feel like, because I'm always going, moving and doing so many things and busy, it kind of makes me feel like how I kind of feel sometimes. I'm always doing stuff and busy. So I've just doubled my portrait to give that kind of neat feeling. Now I could change the opacity of the big one in front. So remember, you 2-finger click, and then you click on Format Options. That brings you over here. So I could change the transparency of the big one too to see. This is the one I have in front. That's kind of neat. So I kind of like that. So I kind of changed my transparency of my image. Go back. I got to select my object again if I want to do that. You can also do some recoloring, which is really cool. So let's go down here and do some. I'm going to make it maybe just a little less. Let's see. We could recolor. I could make myself like a different color now too. I could make myself, let's see, I like kind of that sienna color. Oh yay, I'm gonna kind of make that. Okay, I kind of like that sienna color right there. And I could do that with the background one too. So I can recolor my portrait like that. Oh my gosh, there's so many fun things that you could just play with and experiment with. And then maybe should my recolored one, the one behind me, be like maybe different? Yeah, I'm going to make that like the blue. Ooh, I like that. Now, I could just play with this all day, but I'm going to kind of keep going with you to show you. Now I want to add different lines, shapes, and colors that kind of express my personality. So here's your line tool right here. You could do the polyline, the curved line. The only thing you need to really know is that if you want to make a shape, a new shape that you're inventing, you need to connect your lines together. So I'm going to use the polyline because I kind of like that line. And I'm going to kind of have my stuff just kind of coming out from my portrait to kind of show my personality. Let's see. And I'm going to put this here. And I can even move this behind me. But can you see right here how I'm doing my personal best to make sure, I didn't connect it yet, that it's connected. Let's connect that. Can you connect, Mr. Line? Okay. Oh, Mrs. Tomlinson's going to try again. So let's do Control Z, Control Z. Oh, let's redo. I didn't want to go that far back. I am going to select this. I think I did it. do my move tool. Okay, no, I didn't. Okay, so let's try that again. Let's try that Polyline tool again. The only thing I'm really trying to show you is that when you do the Polyline tool, you really want to make sure that you connect your whole shape. So can you see how you have, when you have a line that doesn't connect, there we go. It made a shape. Yay. See, I had to try that a couple times to make it work. Now I'm going to fill that color, and maybe, I don't know, should I have some yellow colors? Maybe some yellows would be really neat. Now this, I could also do the opacity too. I could even make a reflection. I could change the size. I could even do a drop shadow. That's kind of neat with shapes. And I can also get rid of my outline color. Maybe I don't want a color, so I just make my outline transparent. Do you see how that did that? Now, it's a lot of work making shapes. Maybe I want to do Control C, Control V, and look at that. I just repeated some of my background shapes, okay? So now I'm just going to keep going and make all these different cool lines, shapes, and colors that are going to kind of communicate my personality. You can manipulate and move these shapes all around. Maybe I put this one over here. This is just like we worked last time. You guys are going to get better and better now at manipulating your shapes and your lines. Let's see. So we're going to move these around, and then I could also make different colors. If you want to use shapes maybe that you already have, I could even put words in here too and use text. If I want to make a text tool, I go right here and make a text box. So I could do that. And I could write like maybe art, because that's what I'm really into, and that's a lot of my life and things about me are my art. I could change that to make it bigger. I could change the color. I could rotate it, and I could even put it inside of a shape. Maybe I go like this and bring it over into this shape over here. Okay, so you can do that. Then I also want to show you the shape tools are right here. So you could do shapes. Look at all these beautiful shapes you could make. You can even make shapes and then change them and manipulate them. So let's say I want some like circle shapes too. So maybe I'm going to do this and start to kind of add some circle shapes around. And I just did Control C, Control V. And then maybe I make all my colors, and then maybe I go to kind of adjust them, because we like things different sizes. That adds interest, okay? So that's basically it, boys and girls. So I'm going to keep working with this, and then when you're all done with this, then you're going to go back into your assignment, right? And you're going to go into your work, and then you're going to turn it in, okay? You're going to upload your assignment, okay?